well, we found body parts, and it made them feel at least they could have finality. They wouldn't have to be worrying about where is he alive or is he dead, and so or she. And so then the other side of the coin was getting people out of harm's way and bringing them to a safe place and feeding them and talking to them and
You mean
making
you
them
saved
better.
people's, you saved people's earthly
Yeah,
lives?
yeah, save people's lives. Yep, about
Okay.
about 1,400 people.
Wow. Where did you get them places to stay?
Yeah.
How did you do those things?
Well, I did it with a group of other people. It wasn't just me.
Who were your friends? Can you say their names? You're not supposed to.
They were church people. I go to 3 different churches, and what was remarkable
Do you
was
want
that
to talk about the church names who helped
no,
people in North Carolina
no,
or in
no,
Tennessee?
no. They're private people, John. If you bring anything of that nature out into the internet, it will not be good for you spiritually.
Oh,
You
but
worry
what is the awful thing?
about going to Lake of Fire. You make any kind of besmirching remarks about this, or bringing up people or areas or locations that people might feel bad about. You think the Lake of Fire is bad? God will have things for you that you can't even imagine. So we're not going to talk about it because I don't want to put
The
you in
Lake
that.
of Fire is worse. It was shown to me.
No. There's way worse things than Lake of Fire, John.
Oh, you mean death on Earth?
No, way worse.
The Lake of Fire is way the worst of all of them.
Way worse than Lake of Fire.
Hell is way worse than all of them. On this Earth, it's not that bad.
John, there are things that are way worse than that. And we won't talk about it.
It's not as bad as the Lake of Fire or hell.
John, you took it around to this because I was talking about this. I was, in a place of trauma and like a war zone. And what I got out of it was the blessing of helping other people. And I don't want to talk about who they are, who they were, or what organizations.
Did you get them to a shelter or a house?
I'm not going to talk about any of it.
But did you see people die?
Yes.
You saw them die?
Yes. I've seen a lot of people die.
But so this is like a new exciting thing that you, kind of not exciting, but a good work for God that you lived. That you all lived through the catastrophe. A catastrophe.
Journalist.
I don't know. A catastrophe.
When I was a EMT fireman, I saw people die. So it's not a new thing. When I was worked in housing projects, I saw people die. I had a lot of friends die of drugs. I had a lot of friends die of AIDS. And I was the only person who would be with.
But how many people do you think died in the storm?
In the storm, I would say in the
or whatever it's called, the hurricane. A hurricane.
Area, maybe 2,000 people.
2,000? You think 2,000 people died?
Yeah. It hasn't, the powers that be, because they will not say someone died until they have a body and they can identify it. And like I said, when it's just body, it's like the Gaza Strip. They say, there's 45,000 people dead. There's probably 200,000 people dead because it's just body parts everywhere in the Gaza. And it's mostly children, like little children.
But
like
you actually had to see somebody dead?
Yeah.
And because that's the way you're talking now, like you actually saw somebody dead, and so then it made you feel like kind of weird that you had to see that.
It's not. Death is not weird. It's part of life.
I almost could have died.
We all could have almost died. I mean, I've been almost dead, I've died 7 times, and I've been almost dead many, many times.
Oh, you
Meaning,
could have died in the
yeah,
storm.
yeah. No, I
Did
was
you?
out there. Yeah, I was out there doing stuff,
Did you?
and
Did your
yes,
house get at all flooded or not?
no,
No, it didn't
no.
get what.
Very
It
blessed.
got no.
No, I was very blessed. The deep green, but
No.
the
No.
roads around me were covered in gigantic trees.
Yeah.
Meaning, a friend of mine came and got me right the night before the storm was in Florida, and he came and got me and took me to his place and his family, and we watched it on TV. They went to bed. I went to sleep. I woke up. It didn't look bad at all. I went back to sleep. They said, "Wake up! It's amazing. It's terrible." And we went out, and the place was, our place wasn't, his farm wasn't broken up. Within a mile to 3 miles radius around his farm wasn't. I mean, there were trees down here and there, and a few electric wires down here and there, but nothing really terrible. But you go about 10 miles from that point, and the main road was gone. Meaning gone. It's never coming. It's going to take a lot to bring that back. And there was a place called, what's it called? Irwin, Tennessee. And that was a city of maybe 100,000 people. And the southwestern part of the city was scraped away. There were like maybe 400 or 500 houses in that part of that city. And it wasn't even broken up bits of houses, or, the house was flooded or it fell down. It was gone. And the river, the Noachukli River, no longer goes where it used to go. It's going down Buffalo Avenue. And to change that's going to be interesting. So that's what I'm talking about. These are like Earth kind of things. I've seen a lot. Like I said, I was a photojournalist. I've seen a lot of.
And the whole place is better now, or a little better.
No, it's not better now. It's going to take 30, 40 years to get better.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to stay at the downstairs at my house, that's okay.
As long as you don't throw me out. You can't throw me out in the middle of it.
You can live there, and they can get food and stuff, right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
But
so
I can't throw me out like you've done so many times. So.
Oh, but they already have regular houses, and they can get food and the electricity.
No. There are probably, in North Carolina and Tennessee combined, there's probably 20,000 people that are, they're not gonna, they're gonna be homeless people basically. Because they lost everything, their car, their house, family members, everything they had. No insurance, no nothing. The state is taking care of nothing. And churches and other organizations are doing their best. But they're not up to it. I mean, they're doing their best, and they're doing a great job. And because they did as good a job as they did, we probably saved thousands of people's lives. But their life is...
Oh, I get it.
Yes, you get it? What?
Okay. So, that's great. That's good that people are still alive and they're okay.
Right, they're still alive and they're
okay. Well, I'm gonna go. Is it okay if I tell people about this in a video on my channel with no AI?
As long as you don't misrepresent it, you don't disrespect, and you don't mention any. You can say about Asheville. You can say about Irwin, Tennessee.
This. What happened is worse than.
But the rest, I don't want you to talk about. Don't talk about the deep green or any of that. Just that these are two
No.
places, which is, I mean, there's a
No.
ton. You can go on the internet,
No.
look at, I mean, social media is just covered in stuff. And so you can do that. You can go look at that and then make a video from that and say, Al Bob was in the middle of this and he helped many people with the help of many more people. And they all did it with the grace of, I mean, John, number one, the only reason this worked is because God was, God was, I mean, it was a miracle.
Because God was.
God was there. It was a catastrophe. It was just unbelievable. Like I said, biblical in proportions. But instead of people being selfish.
Why do you think it happened to North Carolina and Tennessee and those places down there? Was there something that God was trying to say? Like, you know how Noah had the flood and there...
I would say, bottom line, like I said, I was reading my...
Because not that many people died compared to how many people lived.
Right, no, that's for sure. And John,
maybe
I just said how many people I think died, I don't know, because we only found body parts. We didn't find bodies. They say there were 16 people who died in North Carolina and Tennessee, right? And so that maybe that's how many people died. What could have been is thousands of people could have died, but they didn't, right? Through the amazing efforts of so many amazing people who went, instead of running the other way, they ran towards the Holocaust and helped people out.
Oh, okay.
Like me and the guys and gals I was working with, we could have ran away. We could have gone someplace else.
But people, but they don't. If they don't need help anymore, but they need help, or I don't know.
Help, yeah, they need help. And the thing is, they are getting. The beauty of what happened is that the state really didn't step up. The federal government didn't step up. But their neighbors did. We all stepped up. The neighbors stepped up. And that is the miracle and the blessing and the beauty of the situation. And that's what, like I said, everyone's kind of traumatized about this. But on the other side of the hand, everyone, not a single person said, "Oh, I'm not going to, I'm going to stay in and play my video." Well, they couldn't. Electricity was off all around here for about 2 weeks, right? So everyone helped everyone out. Like all the restaurants, right? So they had no electricity. So all the food in their refrigerators, they took it out and cooked it up and gave it to everyone free. And they're still doing it. Their electricity's back and they got their business running, but they're making food. If you don't have money, they feed people. I think that's going to...
So many people are alive.
That's right. They're alive. And they're blessed to be alive. So that's what I'm saying, John. When you talk about wanting to kill yourself, you should really put things in perspective. That's why I called you back. I wanted to say things can be so much worse than what you're experiencing. And so you have to step into your own life. And when you pray with God's love, not praying at God, "Oh, I want my family back, I want this," but you pray in the presence of God, love in your heart, it gives you the strength. You know what you really need to do.
I'll pray for my family to be back with me, and also pray for the people of North Carolina
and Tennessee, and Florida got really badly taken out, and and there's people all over the place in Mideast and Africa, Ukraine. I mean, there are a lot of people you could be praying for.
I don't know.
Because their lives are so much worse than yours, right? And that's why I called you back. I wanted to and if you want to make a video about this, that you should never feel, the depression you may feel, other people have it way worse than you do. So that can put it in perspective, saying, okay, other people have it worse than me, so I'm going to do better. And see, the real thing about depression, there's two sides to depression. One is, the dynamics of your body.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
What are you talking about, the dynamics of somebody's body?
I'm talking about depression. Depression is caused by two things: your body, your physical body, meaning what you're eating, what your emotions. See, your emotions affect your hormones and all the chemistry of your body. So it creates anxiety. So you get cortisol, and cortisol makes you more depressed, and it causes fear. So you have adrenaline. That burns you out. So depression is a physical thing, right? A medical physical thing. Depression is, right? But you can take drugs for it, which only kind of put a Band-Aid on it, or you can actually cure it by visualizing yourself in a better state, right? And you visualize yourself in the state you want to be. And the visualization only works when you're doing it with God's love. So that is the co-creation of love, John. That's the thing, that why we were here is to learn that. Not to suffer. And that's a modality that we don't have to have. Now look at me. My body is like shot, The doctors who take care of me because they can't believe I'm alive. I can walk. I can see. I shouldn't be blind. I shouldn't have any legs.
And you're saving people's lives or on this earth, and you're like a hero.
Not a hero. I'm just a good Samaritan. You know that from the Bible?
Okay. That sounds good.
I'm a good Samaritan. Do you know that proverb from the Bible? It's in Acts.
I read it like a day or two ago. I may still have the Bible open to it.
Yeah.
But not. It may have looked it up. I may have looked. I don't know. I may have looked it up on the internet.
Wait. You define good Samaritan. It's right in there. And that's at best, I'm a good Samaritan.